You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Hello, everybody. If that's not giving it away, welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. One of my guests is the wonderful Susan Riddell.
Hi. I didn't know this was being filmed.
You look great.
I didn't know this was... I listened to this podcast, but I didn't know it was on YouTube for some reason, because you're not doing enough promotion.
Apparently not. It's because I'm the one who edits the clips, which is why there has not been a clip for quite some time.
There's no clips.
We've got great clips. There's one of Amy just crying, which is always great.
Right, okay. Tears of joy, or...?
You'll have to watch and find out. And then, I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff from when we had Roscoe in talking about his B-Day and
definitely.
how powerful it is and how much it
and your
rinses him
brush.
out. Yeah, my special brush. My special bum brush. No, we don't. How are you doing? How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I am all right. When people ask me that, I kind of go blank. I don't know what I've been doing. I don't know what I've been doing at all.
Don't remember your job, what happened in the last month.
How did I get here?
Yeah. How did you get here?
I don't know. I got here by train, which actually my train got cancelled this morning, and I was like, oh no, but also yes, because I thought that I like to bump the train when I can.
What's bump the train?
It's like try and get a free journey. Adds a wee bit of kind of...
Yeah.
It spices up your journey a wee bit.
Do you mean you get the delay repay?
No. I mean literally hide for the inspector and try and get a free ride.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Right, so a few tips out there. If you... Well, that's so funny because I'm just thinking when you asked me what I would like to talk about, I was like, can we talk about shoplifting?
I forgot about that.
I just want to talk about stealing stuff.
And then you were like, no, I don't want to incriminate myself. And now here you are and be like, here's how you don't pay for the train.
Right, so if you manage to go on the train where there's no barriers, then you can,
sometimes they're open.
You can kind of bump some of your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 16 quid to come from Shettleston to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
But if you can manage to avoid an inspector, you can say you came from Uphall, which is
closer.
Also a barrier-less station.
Right.
Do not make the mistake of saying you came from Edinburgh Park or something, because they'll be like, there's fucking barriers there.
Okay.
You're at it, which has happened to me before.
Oh, okay, because if there are barriers there, then you could have bought a ticket.
You had to have bought a ticket.
Gotcha.
Aye.
I thought you meant the delay repay.
No, I've done delay replay. Yeah, I do that when you're sitting there going, just be a few more minutes.
We got the hour delay the last time that we went to London last week, actually, and so you get full refund on that leg.
Beautiful.
The best one is if it's 2 hours delayed, then that has to be when it's a trip where you don't really care about when you get there that day. If you get 2 hours, full round trip refunded.
Such a good feeling.
Wonderful.
Aye.
Absolutely wonderful.
What often happens to me, because nearly every time I'm on a train, they get delayed. And you do get a portion of your journey back, but it's always the shitty bit that costs a tenner.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I probably won't bother.
Aye. It's not worth the admin.
Sometimes they do it automatically, which I think is nice.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, on some of not all of them. I don't think they do it on ScotRail.
Oh, see, I book through that train line quite often.
No, you got to go direct to source.
Go to the source.
Go to the source. Okay. Yeah.
Good tip. I'll do that.
Well, also, I mean, this always becomes a podcast about trains. If you're doing a train with LNER, if you're going down south, book it with them, because then a certain amount of what you spend goes into credits. And with the amount that we travel, by the end of it, you'll get a free trip or two.
Air travel, when you get air points or whatever they're called.
Oh, I thought you meant if you're going to air, and I was like, yeah, if LNER does a trip up there, I think you can. Although I don't fly enough to know.
No, neither do I. But I know that people get credit with air travel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I think that's a posh people thing.
Oh, it is.
I think it's a Tory thing.
It definitely is. I don't know. I'm always conscious of talking about things that are environment related as well when I'm speaking to you, because I know that your husband's
He sure is.
he's like an environmental warrior.
I think yes, he was recently at Stonehenge. No, he obviously we'd all love a better climate, but he does recognise there's individual responsibility and then also the responsibility of the government and big corporations. Like there are bigger culprits than like if you get on a plane or if you, I don't know, put a pizza box in recycling and you're not supposed to do that because if it's stained with grease and it's not recyclable.
By the way, why I could have googled this, right? But like, do you know why you have to like wash food off of your like recycling stuff?
I hate to say it, but I do, because I took a course on recycling, which is probably the saddest thing I've ever admitted to.
That's amazing.
No, so at my old job, I was like the person who like led all of like the green stuff.
Oh.
So I got us like extra bins at the like tea point so we could do recycling properly.
Oh.
And a guy came in from the people who like collect all of our waste, and he was just like, oh, here's what you can put in this bin, here's what you can't put in this bin. You have to wash food off stuff, or you have to rinse it, because it's all to do with when you send your recycling to a facility, it goes under like just like a big conveyor belt and it scans all of the stuff. And if there's something on there, if you leave like food on it, it affects how it scans, and they sort of do it in batches. So if it finds one thing that's wrong, it sort of like ruins it for the whole thing.
The whole batch.
Do you know what else I learned from this is that, you know, sometimes you get those takeaway food containers that are coloured. So they're like black.
No.
You can get like if it, instead of it being like a clear box.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah.
Like ready meals and stuff.
In a lot of places they aren't recyclable.
All right.
Because the colour doesn't show up on the scanner.
I do a lot of wish cycling. Have you heard of that?
What's that?
That's when you wish something is recyclable and you cross your fingers and you just put it in. You put it in. You go, please be recyclable.
Yeah.
And basically you fucked a whole batch of stuff up.
I mean, but again, lots of people don't know that. It's not like there's a lot of information.
That's a real term.
Yeah, that is it. That's a very interesting thing. Yeah.
Your heart's in the right place, but you're really fucking things up. You'd be as well just putting it in the bin.
I know. Do you know you can recycle glasses?
But like specs?
Yeah, I've got like 5 pairs of glasses. I need to take Specsavers so they can reuse them.
No, but one thing twice I turned into a podcast about trains and recycling.
Trains and recycling. We're very eco-friendly.
So you can take like your old scabby clothes to like H&M, doesn't matter what nick they're in, and I don't know what they do, like recycle them. But I'm like, that's already, isn't it? Bringing a bag of.
Do they pay you for them, or do they just take them?
No, they just take them. Obviously,
Right.
well, I think they've kind of clicked on to the fact that they can make money off of like recycling and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're just so glad to like just get rid of it that we're like, it's like your information online, like you just don't really care. Like you should be like, give me some money for this.
Oh, you mean like if they take your data and sell it to places? Yeah.
But like nobody's got the time.
No, I'm not going to take all of my stuff to H&M. I'll just put it in the compost bin and hope for the best.
I've googled it and it's like bring it to any H&M, but I'm like, do the staff know? Because I'm not walking in there with a big fucking bin bag full of old knickers.
That's the thing. I don't know. Can you recycle pants?
Well, I just think it's like the textiles. Like, I don't know, do they just, I don't know how.
Yeah, but
maybe your husband might know.
The textiles that have been on a special area.
Maybe they go through a big scanner and they've got too many skiddies on them. The whole batch is ruined.
That's the real problem facing recycling efforts in this country. Too many skiddies.
Skiddies are a problem for the
huge problem
planet.
Skiddy sounds like
a special brush.
Skiddy sounds like it sounds like a rude term for like a group of people that I don't know.
Like a derogatory term.
Yeah, like when I came up here and I learnt the word Ned.
Aye, well that is kind of derogatory.
Like, oh, okay, a couple of Neds over there.
Aye, so it's like you can still say it, but
yeah.
Aye.
Well, when I did the Some Laugh pod and I explained to them that I didn't know until I moved up here that hun means something different.
Did you really not know?
I didn't know.
That's so funny.
I wrote an article all about Huns for a Scottish newspaper. And I said to my husband, I was like, do you think this is good? And he was like, oh yeah, that's funny. That's good. They'll like that. And then it got sent off. And then someone on Twitter was just like, so what? You just really love going on those orange marches or something? And I was like, I would never wear orange. What are you talking about?
It's big into it. Like an orange lord.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny as well? So I think on their uniforms, like people in the Orange Walk, it says LOL as well. I've always found that quite funny because it's like Loyal Orange Lodge, I think. That's me just guessing.
And it doubles up because they famously love a laugh.
Oh, aye. Like,
they love a giggle.
Great bunch of...
Let's talk about your drink.
Okay.
Because you were worried that it was too boring.
Yes. I'm not worried, but like, I mean, it is boring.
I would
it's
say
a step above still water.
Well, yes, it's sparkling water. Not flavoured, just natural sparkling water.
Yes.
It's a San Pelli, which you said is the worst one.
Shite.
What's the best one?
San Pelli. That's good that you said that because I always struggle with it, with the pronunciation. The bubbles are too big and soft.
I didn't know that they came in different sizes.
Well, yes.
You like a tiny bubble, do you?
I like a tiny bubble.
Okay.
I like a tiny little, like I don't know how they get the bubbles. I don't know if it's a bottle as well, because it's like, I know you can get, no, in fact, it can't be, because I've had a glass bottle of San Pelli, and that's shite and all. The bubbles are just lame bubbles.
I associate a glass bottle of something sparkly with like holidays.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
For some reason, yeah.
Actually, if I was organised enough, I would have got us a Cas Naranja or a Cas Limon. You know how like you get in Spain?
Oh, like a flavoured one. Yeah.
It's just like Fanta and stuff, but it's called Cas over there in Spain. You're Spanish, you know?
Yeah, so, and I was kindly not talking about how you butchered the pronunciation of naranja, but that's fine.
I know, but how much worse would that have been if I said naranja?
Naranja.
I know, but like British people trying to put a wee...
I mean, when I go to Spain, which isn't that often, if I do try and talk in Spanish, they will reply in English. I'd be like, no, it's fine. I would like to practice, and I am half Spanish. I'd be like, good for you.
I know, like the one time I actually put an effort in to try, because I was like, I'm going to try and speak Spanish, and like, so me and my ma were in Marbella, and I was trying to speak to the guy, and he just went, speak English. And I was like, buddy.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of the holiday, just...
They're kind of just like especially people working in service, they're not like, we're not here to be friendly. We'll provide the service and that's it.
Aye, and it's like, learn it before you come to the fucking table. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to teach you. I get that. At the time I was like, what a horrible guy, but I can see his point of view now.
Yeah. Well, yes, okay. So so it doesn't have to be just a normal sparkling. You like a flavoured one as well?
No, I prefer just plain sparkling water.
Okay.
But I thought because of the subject matter of what we were talking about, I should have brought like a wee kind of Spanishy, a drink that I would have on holiday, which is always like a wee Cas Naranja or a wee Cas Naranja, or else a wee Cas Limon.
Limon. Okay.
I did that because I've thought long and hard about these drinks, by the way.
Good.
Also dabbled with the idea of a barraquito.
Oh, I don't know that.
So it's like a coffee you get.
Ooh.
And actually I think it's the Canary Islands. And it's like, you know how when it's all stripes because they layer it up like a
yeah.
Because like all the different densities of what you're putting in.
And they all settle differently.
So it's like coffee. I don't know the order. Coffee, and it's got like Cointreau or an orange liqueur, condensed milk, cream. It's amazing.
It sounds it.
However, the name barraquito, I'm almost certain that's the name of it, but there's also another word that's very similar, which is like a gay slur. So just be careful when you're ordering it. So
I'm
Google
trying
it.
to think if I know the words.
I know, because I tried to Google it on the way here. And I was like, this is kind of like...
Was it already in your search history?
In Spanish.
What shall I call Sam when I see him later?
He's Spanish. And then I thought Sam might actually know because he's got Spanish heritage.
I can think of some words that are derogatory.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to say them.
But they're sort of like they if it's like two gay people saying them to each other, it's sort of like a term of endearment.
Right. But if it's like a straight person just shouting it at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It sounds like a place name. I think where Shakira's from.
All right, where's she from?
Well, she's from a place in Colombia, but the name is similar to what you just said. To the gay slur. Famously, we hate Shakira.
I'm just letting you know that might not be the pronunciation in case you get like thrown out of a cafe or like arrested for a hate crime.
Well, I mean, we'll have fun finding out after the record.
So, like, do your research. But that is, so you mix it all up and it's just like a wee orangey, alcohol-y.
Do you shake
coffee.
it up? You don't like leave it in the layers?
I like to mix up the layers. Maybe there's people that like to just go layer by layer.
Because you can get like, like a B52 shot or something where
It's
they layer
very
the stuff on top of that, but you just
you
all
just
at
knock
once.
it back.
Yeah.
Aye. No, this is like a coffee, so it's like an Irish coffee type thing. You just sip
I
it.
like an Irish coffee. Yeah.
So it's maybe their version of like an Irish coffee. But I was like, so I would have liked to have had that because we're going to be talking about like Spain and all that stuff. But I wasn't want to buy like a bottle of Cointreau, a bottle of...
It's a lot of ingredients.
I thought the guest brought the drink, actually.
No, we always provide it.
But imagine if I said to you, this is what I want. You'd have had to have spent about like £100 on liquors and stuff.
I can claim it back on my tax expenses. I can skip the barriers for a few trains. It'll be fine. I'll make it back somehow.
Make it back.
So when you've got your sparkling water in hand, talk to me about like how it makes you feel. Do you always have it at a particular time, or are you always just drinking it?
I love it. Right, I love sparkling water. Like, it's because I don't want to drink plain water. It just gives it a wee something.
Yeah.
But as I say, there's all different like I actually like soda water. I don't know what the difference is, but you can't get soda water in a glass bottle anymore.
True.
You see, get it everywhere, like bars, soda water.
Buy it in a big bottle as an
in a glass bottle. Aye, and it was like the tiny bubble.
You can't do a tiny bubble.
And and also when I'm in like a place, like a restaurant or a pub or something, sometimes I just like to get like, I'll say to them a sparkling water, but like out the gun.
Draft.
Little gun thing, aye.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
It's the sparkling water.
We have to edit a lot of gassy stuff
No, it's
out
such
of
a bad drink to bring onto a podcast. It's so bad.
Everyone who comes on the pod just being like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I burped on a podcast." And it's like, "Yeah, we get you to drink. That's gonna happen."
You should just do like that's the clip. Just a compilation of everybody just
a burpilation.
Aye.
We'll save that maybe for like Christmas.
Aye. So there's Roscoe, the comedian that was on
Couple episodes ago. Yeah.
He actually gets sponsored. No, he never gets sponsored. They just sent him a free case of stuff. So, and like asked him to drink it when he was on Twitch or something.
Oh yeah.
So is that sponsored? I don't think they give him any money.
Yeah, I guess it's a sponsorship. You get it for free.
Aye, so he was drinking this sparkly water in a can called Liquid Death.
Oh, I've had Liquid Death. Yeah.
Do you recall the size of the bubbles with the tiny bubbles?
I didn't know I had to measure.
You're going to notice now.
Surely, like, the bubble can't be too big because then that would just be an empty can. There's just one big bubble.
You just open it and it's like a wee poof. Sorry, I'm really
During Pride Month. You've said it in Spanish, now you've said it in English.
You could actually like ruin me. With the right editing, you could ruin me.
No, we wouldn't do that. I don't recall. I mean, now you've got me thinking, can I have a little sip of this and then I'll tell you?
Yeah, she goes flat really fast as well. It's pish.
Because this is a tiny bubble.
That's a big bubble.
I actually can see what you mean.
Yeah.
I would say I felt 3 bubbles there.
Yeah. So it's just like when you get into like a fancy restaurant or something and you ask for like a bottle of sparkling water, like usually theirs is really top notch, but I never take the names of them down.
Okay.
But your average San Pelli is not a good one.
All right. Sorry.
So I think you're either looking for a high end or a low, like soda water.
Okay.
The things in the middle.
No.
I'm making this up. So
You're saying it with a lot of authority as well.
I know.
And also I'm scared you're going to call me another slur, so I'm just letting you...
I know. That's how you've got to do. Just say things with authority and people
will buy it.
Aye,
If you were wearing like a lanyard or a high vis right now, you could, I don't know, you could do a lot.
I could be like a sommelier for like sparkling water.
There are water sommeliers, apparently.
No,
Yeah,
but just for normal water.
Just for normal water.
Oh, that makes me want to kill myself. That makes me want to die. Like, that is just everything that's wrong with this planet.
I mean, I can't imagine there are a lot. I don't think you're going to find like many job opportunities. It's like, oh, I'm really good at tasting water.
But then people do say, like, I can't taste the difference with like still water. I can only taste the difference with size of bubbles. Because like I will have like whatever water.
I think it's the thing that now that you've said it, the next time I have something fizzy, I'll be like,
you've got a new...
I think that's a large bubble on that one.
Large bubbles don't do it for me.
No, you like a close bubble, a tiny bubble.
Aye, it's probably less expensive. Maybe they put less carbon in or something. It's probably a cost-cutting thing.
I was going to say, because surely if there's more bubbles in it, then that just means it's got more... It's more like aerated, more carbonised.
Aye.
Yeah.
Also, because like it's actually not as boring a drink as I thought. Because I had a soda stream as well.
Yes.
Which I bought, and I didn't know that they're made in Israel.
Oh, are they?
I thought it was doing a good thing. Like, I was like, oh, I drink sparkling water all the time, so like I'll get a soda stream.
Yeah.
And that means I've not got the plastic bottle waste,
Yeah,
which I feel
yeah,
guilty
yeah.
about. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, it's like made in Israel. It's like, I can't use it.
This is the thing these days, no matter what you buy, if you follow the chain long enough, you probably fuck someone over somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, there's no way to escape it.
I know.
No.
I know. So if anybody knows any like fucking the bottles of gas that are only made in like a country that's committing genocide, that was
Yeah.
really helpful.
I don't know. Leave a comment below on YouTube. So when you have when you get like a sparkling water that you're happy with, how do you feel when you drink it?
Oh, just alive. Feel alive.
You feel alive.
It brings me back to life.
Restorative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a good, crisp, tiny bubble experience.
I'll be looking out for that forever now.
Aye. And
Tiny
Liquid
bubble.
Death, get in touch.
I did have it. I will say the can of Liquid Death that I did have,
Aye.
I think it was like maybe like peach or mango flavoured.
Oh, so they do flavours?
I believe so. It came in like a gold can.
Right, I think Roscoe just had the plain old sparkling water.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought he had a drink problem. I thought it was like a big can of fucking like beer. Like
It's huge,
Aye.
isn't it? When I used to have an office job, I would get like Rockstar energy drink.
Aye.
I'd have one of those in the morning, and people would stop by my desk and be like, "Look, it seems to not have affected your performance, but you really shouldn't just be cracking open a can of beer at the desk every morning."
I mean, you
10
tend to get
a.m..
more work done, but we're really worried about you.
If I'd waited until noon and we all go to the pub for lunch and then come back and have 3 pints, and it'd be like, yeah, but it's fine. You had some chips. No big deal. But yeah, the can is quite dramatic.
As
I wouldn't have seen it on a shelf and gone like, oh, that's sparkling water. I'd have gone like, that's got absinthe in it or something.
That's exactly what I thought. Because Roscoe, didn't know you were like a big drinker. They were doing like a daytime gig when had
Yeah.
it. And I was like, why are you drinking? You've got to get back to
yeah.
East Coast Bread. Like, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. No.
So he was like drinking this Liquid Death, and then he was like, "Oh no, it's a sparkling water."
The name isn't
I know they're trying to make
particularly
it cool.
inviting.
I mean, it's an uncool drink. Come on,
Well, you can get like pussy.
is that the flavour?
No, no, that's the name of a brand.
Oh right.
They didn't make pussy flavoured water.
Listen, I mean, there probably is out there.
I wouldn't know what it tastes like.
I mean,
Probably a pretty big bubble on that one. So we've got our sparkling waters. You're starting to feel alive. You're
Yes.
saying all sorts. Let's talk about your topic. And I feel like we could talk probably for longer than the time that we have about
I know
this.
we've wasted so much time.
And I've refreshed myself by watching an episode of this show that you recommended. We're talking about A Place in the Sun, the
Yes.
TV program on Channel 4. It's usually on Channel 4.
Aye.
It is a show where expats, which is just what we call British people who are foreigners in another country, but we call them expats because like we're special.
Yeah.
And they are looking. Is it always in Spain, or do they occasionally go to other sort of Mediterranean-ish countries?
It is not always in Spain, but the only episodes I want to watch are the Spanish
Are
ones.
the Spanish ones.
Get if you're looking for a big French fella, like, get to fuck. Like, I'm not interested.
I like it. I like it when you see the two people on the show, because I've seen a couple episodes. We'll dig into the episode that you recommended because that was good.
I had you down as a Place in the Sun guy.
I like a four in a bed. I like a come dine with me.
Aye. This is your next thing to get into.
I think it could be.
It's infuriating.
I like a show that there are so many. I couldn't believe how many episodes there were of the show. First of all, didn't know there was that much property available.
I think I've saw them all.
There's but you said you recommended an episode that was like, I think it was like in 2021 it came out. So I go onto all four to find it. Obviously, the most recent episodes are there, and I'll be like, oh, just scan that. I had to like scroll down so far to get to the episode you reckon. I'd be like, how many people have got all this money to spend on a holiday home in Spain?
I know.
Crazy.
Well, this is the thing, Sam. I don't think they have.
We'll get on to Harriet and her duplicitous ways in a second. But so it's usually a couple that come on, and I say couple, sometimes it's a married couple. Sometimes, if you go back far enough, because I think when I used to watch it, it would be two men who look and dress a particular way, which might be very appropriate for the month of June for reasons that you can Google. And then they'll turn up and it'll be like, two good pals, Keith and Jerry, are looking for a holiday home to share as two very good pals who do everything together. But so it's two people, they're looking for some kind of like lovely holiday home, usually in Spain where property prices are quite cheap.
Yes.
To the point where there is that lovely place in the Canaries called Playa del Inglés. English beach.
Really? I never knew this.
English beach.
Oh.
Could you imagine if we did that in this country? Just round up all of the people from a foreign country and just put them in one place so they were easier to deal with. Wouldn't that be awful?
I feel like it's justified.
Like, I mean, if it's English people, fair.
It's fine.
Absolutely fair.
Like, and Scottish, let's no single you guys out. But yours, a wee bit more.
That is it. That's the only argument, pro-unionist argument there is. It's just like, we can all agree, abroad, we're pretty horrible.
Oh, we are. We just even look. We take the whole shine off the place as well.
Can I just say, I'm about to go on a big family holiday with David's family, 18 of us in a villa in like an hour outside of Barcelona.
I love it. I want to come.
They're going to see us coming from a mile up. Nobody's going to talk to us in Spanish. Nobody's going to talk to us probably. So why is it that you get really... Because I've heard you talk about A Place in the Sun on stage before.
Yeah, that's right, because actually I've got a joke about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I tweeted that. Do you ever do that? Like, you tweet something and then you'll use
occasionally.
it.
I don't really do Twitter anymore, but yeah.
Neither do I. But like back in the day, I tweeted, I wonder if Spanish people watch watch programs like A Place Called In the Pissin Rain.
Yeah, very good.
And it went viral, and that's the first time that's ever happened to me. And I still say it on stage sometimes. Like, obviously I've worked it into like a wee bit. But then I worry that people saw the tweet and they'll be like, she's stealing stuff off of Twitter.
Yeah, but
it's
then
not her material.
If you just do the digging, then you'll be like, oh, that's her.
But honestly, I feel like saying, how wanky is that? If you saw my viral tweet, it's actually my viral tweet, all right? My only one.
You have to scroll down quite far because obviously you keep tweeting like slurs for gay people in different languages.
If you get past all the gay slurs.
So what is it about the show that you enjoy?
It's no, because this is a show about like drinking and talking about your feelings, but it's not, I kind of love, it's like a hate watch experience.
Which is a very good thing to feel sometimes, I think.
That's like my, I like to feel that.
Save yourself from like getting like angry over nothing in like an everyday situation. Treat yourself to a little time when you get, is your torch on?
Oh, fuck.
I was like, Susan's glowing. She's brought her own lighting equipment.
I've got my own ring light. I take it everywhere.
No, a hate watch I fully get into.
Oh,
Sometimes I won't watch a show. Somebody goes, oh, you should watch that. It's actually really good. I'll be like, I'm probably never going to watch that. If somebody goes like, oh my God, I saw this at the cinema and it was so bad, I'll be like, Are their tickets still available?
That's what that relaxes me.
I completely agree.
Maybe it's the same for like people that watch sport, because I do actually shout at the telly when I'm watching A Place in the Sun.
Do you?
I am like, the fuck do you want? What the fuck do you want for fucking like 50 like quid? What the fuck do you want, you stupid cunt? It gets me very angry. It gets me so angry. But it's like a release.
What are you doing here, you little Baron Keto or whatever it is? I completely agree. I love hate watching, and I think having your little outlets for your anger in ways it's like quite manageable, I think it's healthy. I think getting anger out is a healthy thing.
It feels good.
Yeah. And there is, as you say, plenty to get frustrated with. So you recommended a particular episode that I watched this morning. It's a lovely woman called Harriet and her friend, whatever her name is. And we'll say
I'll tell you that if you're familiar with Kath and Kim, right? If you watch Kath and Kim, the vibe was like Sharon and Kim vibes.
Oh, right.
Like, she was Kim.
Yeah.
And the other one was Sharon, just like going along with everything she said. And and she was just such a
just
bitch.
looking at all of the bits going like, yeah, it's nice, it's different, it's unusual. Yeah, no. We'll say from the start, Harriet fully has no intention of buying any property she wants on the telly.
She wants a free holiday, I think.
And a free holiday. Do they pay for you to go over there?
I'm going to say, like, I don't actually know, right? But I'm going to say they must pay for you to go over there.
Surely.
But I wonder, like, how much information you have to disclose to get there. Like, do you have to show them your bank account is to say, like, I have actually got the money to buy this?
Oh, do you think?
Right? Because see, if not, then they two were fucking at it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he kept showing her like better and better properties. Mm-hmm. Exactly what she said.
Yeah.
And at the last one, she just went, no, I hate it.
No.
And it was everything she'd asked for.
Everything that she wanted.
On budget.
And it was like after every house, even if it was perfect, she would add something else. She'd be like, yeah, it'd be nice if the next one had a pool.
It's with the stairs.
Oh, the one house, I actually couldn't believe it. Found a detached house, 3 floors. Imagine owning 3 floors. And she was just like, yeah, trying to be open-minded about it. Do think it's nice. However, I like that it's got 3 floors. It's a shame that there are so many stairs, though. And the poor guy is just like, I don't know how you'll get between the floors if you don't have any stairs, Harriet. And she kept saying something about how, like, it was her mum. It's like, oh, if my mum comes to visit, she can't do stairs.
Oh, you could see the wheels turning because obviously she's getting zero intentions of buying anything.
Yeah.
Right, but what people usually do is the people that are at it, right, clearly at it, they'll say, oh, I am interested in that. And then at the end, they'll make like a cheeky offer.
That
they know is not going to get accepted. And they're like, oh, well, okay, well.
We tried, oh, well.
But she was just like, no, I hate it. And the guy had to get like a pep talk in the middle. Like, did you?
It was a bit where, so they lead her outside to like a balcony. Mm-hmm. And he was saying to them, like, this is like a nice outdoor bit. You can maybe put a dinner table out here. Summer nights, you can, have a nice outdoor dinner. And she called it, I'd call this like an outdoor garden. I was like, it's a balcony.
Aye.
It's a balcony you're looking for.
He was showing her places with like roof terrace, like.
Yeah, solarium.
Aye.
Which I still don't fully know what that is, but this place had like 2 of them. 2 solariums in this place. And like a pool. Aye. And tennis courts and like all these facilities and like
I noticed it was like 20 quid a month for your maintenance for like a pool.
And she was just going like,
aye,
all right, well that's something to think about then.
I know.
And I was like, what? And he just had to be like, when she was just like, yeah, I know it's got everything that I said, but like, I also want it to, be on the moon. And he'd go,
Place in the moon.
I do think, for all the stuff that you're asking for in your price range, I don't think that place exists.
Right.
So just like, sort of reset your expectations. I'll do my best, but, maybe be a bit more open-minded. So they go to the next place and she's like, no.
Aye. There was one where, and this is, I hate when they do this because this has happened a few times.
Yeah.
They'll look at the presenters like, do you actually want to like go around and look at the place? And a few people just go, nah.
No.
And I'm like, how fucking ignorant. Just, you have drove all the way there, the camera crew, and all that, like humphed all their stuff.
You do wonder
Probably
how
set
expensive
up
it
all
is to
their
make.
cameras,
Yeah.
aye. And you can't walk into a fucking living room and a like balcony and like make the right noises, and then after it just make your excuses. That's too much for you, you entitled piece of shit. Like, it just makes me so...
So I did wonder, I don't think this is the case for you from the sounds of it, but do you think people watch the show sort of like aspirationally to think like, oh, one day I'd love to have a place in the sun, have a home like this?
Aye. Sometimes it's just nice to watch something where there's sun as well. Like, it's kind of like virtual reality.
It was a bit of a shock when I moved up here and I started seeing those ads that remind Scottish people to start taking vitamin D supplements because there isn't enough sun here to get it naturally.
Aye.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I should. Do you take vitamin D?
I do like a one a day. I take like a men's multi.
I need to start taking them. But it's just nice to watch and like just fantasize that you could like be there.
Mm-hmm. Is there an element when you're having a rage watch of it? Is there a part of you, and there's no judgment from me if this is the case, where you think to yourself, I am better than these people?
Aye.
Yeah.
It's the scum. And I don't mean that in like the money. Like some people have got really big budgets, but it's just this. They want something for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and they would be infuriated if it was vice versa.
You could give them the best deal possible and they'd still want more.
And they're so... Sometimes the presenters at the end, you know, they sit around a table at the end, and the episode that you watched, they didn't even get to that stage. They didn't even
do that. But I do know that if they want to actually put an offer somewhere, they'll do a little sit down.
And then they'll go back and forth and negotiate. But sometimes you can see the presenters, because they are like estate agents, those presenters.
I was going to ask, because I'm sure I saw an episode maybe like, when like a TV's on in like a pub or like where you wait and you can't hear it. I am sure I saw that footballer, Alex Scott.
Don't know who that is.
Alex Scott, if you're watching, which you probably aren't, I am sorry if I've mistaken you for another woman who hosts A Place in the Sun, but I'm sure I saw her on it and I was just like, what do you know about houses?
So is it a Rangers player?
Oh.
What do you mean? Like,
I love that you think I'd know the answer to that question.
I know that one of the presenters is married to a Rangers player.
No, she herself is a footballer.
Right.
It sounds like I'm thinking of the wrong person, very much so.
I don't know.
I'll Google it afterwards and I'll probably find out. I was actually just watching Match of the Day and getting very confused.
I know that is it Jeannie Johansson? I know that I think that's how you say her name anyway. She's married to like a Rangers player.
Oh, okay. Is she the blonde one?
No, she's a black lassie. There's two black presenters.
Okay.
I don't know why that sounds.
As if you are allowed to say.
I know. So she's Scottish, but she's like a Scottish.
Oh, okay. Alex Scott isn't Scottish.
You're just right. You need to watch more episodes, Sam.
It sounds like I will be.
Aye.
Yeah.
So but at the end anyway, they come out and they make their offers. But because it's rarely are you on the side of the estate agent, right? In any they're all cunts,
right?
But they're sitting there, and the couple like make an offer, and they're embarrassed to like phone and put this offer in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it's just. Like, I always like to imagine what it's like at the other side of the line.
Well,
because they're always just like,
yeah,
okay, right, okay, and then they'll put the phone down. Your offer hasn't been accepted.
He'll just call them up and they'll be like, no, más dinero, por favor, and then put it back down. Because sometimes at the start, I did notice in this episode, he would say to them like, okay, this is maybe at the top end of your budget of, I think it was like 110 to 120. Mm-hmm. What range?
I know.
And they'll be like, but I've had it confirmed by the seller that he thinks that the owner would probably drop down to 115.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll be like, okay, let's go in with 83.
Aye, let's put
pence.
Cheeky offer.
Yeah.
Cheeky offer.
Yeah.
£3.
Are there any other things that you like to watch as a hate watch, or is it Place in the Sun is the main one?
Most of them are. No, I do like to watch things that I sincerely enjoy, but Aye, there's loads of things. All your come dine with me's and your like 4 in a beds.
4 in a bed is great.
Like when they've got, it's like forensic team out to find like a pube. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like.
Do you know what? Fun story. Me and Olga, we were doing a gig somewhere. Oh, my time has gone off. We were doing a gig somewhere, and it was for like a festival or something. And me and Olga, we're not campers. So we.
No.
No. So we Olga sound like a bit
Spanish there.
That's what they say at the other end of the phone. It's just like, they've put an offer.
I don't know. No.
So Olga found an Airbnb. No, sorry, not an Airbnb. A B&B. And I got there and I thought, just from the outside, I feel like I couldn't have stayed here before. I've never been to this place before. And then I got in, 4 in a bed winner plaque.
Oh my God. Do you remember the episode?
I've tried to find it. I can't find it. But as soon as we got into the room, I turned into one of those people. And I was just like, right, how many pubes are there on the pillow? Not enough for my liking. I went and took my finger along the windowsill and be like, cleaning staff hasn't been in here
Did you
properly.
get in about the toilet bowl as well?
I brought a black light.
I know. I mean, like, B&Bs are grim though, aren't they? We have to stay in B&Bs quite a lot, don't we?
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice when you go somewhere, you chance it with a B&B and it actually turns out to be quite nice. Shout out to a place I stayed in Ashby.
Okay.
Didn't know it was a place until I got there. Lovely. It was like 40 quid for the night.
Aye.
Big room. Very comfortable. And in the morning, I had like half an hour before I had to leave. And he was like, I've stopped doing breakfast now, but do you know what? I can make you a bacon sandwich and some eggs if you like. And I was just like, and he just made it all himself. And I was just like,
nice.
This is nice. This is lovely.
It is nice. Actually, I stayed in like a B&B in Aberdeen. I can't even remember the name of it. And the owner was lovely. The wee Chinese man. And as soon as I got there, he was like telling me about all his like back problems. But like really in an entertaining way, and tell me about how he's strengthening his core and stuff.
Oh, okay. He wasn't like, maybe suggesting a massage in exchange for the room.
No, it was non-sleazy.
Okay.
Just a lovely wee man. So he put me in a better room than I had signed up for. And then even though it was a dated like B&B, I was starting to get like really nostalgic. It was putting me in mind of like my childhood and stuff, because they still had like the old, see, like dado rail and like the old handles.
They're sort of a time, aren't they? Because if it was fancier, then you'd be like, well, this is just a hotel, really.
Aye.
Which feels a bit hollow.
They've got their own genre and it can be really depressing, but I don't know. I think it's like getting to the point where this is starting to become like nostalgic rather than depressing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my granny had the door handles.
Yeah, well, because they're all sort of like, they're from that time.
Aye.
I've stayed at a B&B in Aberdeen. And it was just like, it was like staying in like my old room in my dad's house, which was quite an old house. It was a pub, but it was quite old.
Aye.
And I was just like, yeah, very, very nostalgic, nostalgic.
It can either be nostalgic or like make you want to top yourself. There's no like.
I'm slightly worried about how many things might make you want to kill yourself.
It's a cry for help.
Well, okay, yes, no, but yeah, going back to Come Dine With Me or 4 in a Bed, I do love it in 4 in a Bed where they lead you into the room and they go like, so this is your room, it's a double bed, it's £99 for the night, and breakfast is included, enjoy your stay. And then to the owner's face they'll be like, oh, this is lovely, isn't it? Oh, look at that, oh, that's very nice. And then you just see the door slowly close, and then as soon as it slams shut, she goes like, what fucking shithole. Honestly,
I know, as if they're not going to find out you're being filmed.
That's like the cattiest one, because they have to leave the little reviews at the end. And then as soon as the first person has said that they wouldn't stay, from that moment on, that person is a total bitch to everybody.
It's
great.
like, so I know that's really, because it colours what the next people say in there.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Come Dine With Me and that as well. They think they're going to like be brutally honest and there'll be no consequences. They think that these people are going to be like totally like objective.
Yeah.
And you're no, that's not how it works.
No.
You're getting marked down as well.
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
mark you down further.
Being like, oh, well, he made lobster thermidor. It was very expensive, paired beautifully with wines. He made a souffle for desserts. Honestly, the best dessert I've ever had, better than what I had at my own wedding. But his dining room was a little cold, so I'm going to give him a 7. It's people can be so petty.
I know, it really shows you the worst. It's everything that's wrong with the human race, really.
And sometimes it's nice to watch that and get angry.
Yeah, because it's like a microcosm of everything that's wrong with the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I like to watch that.
You like to know what's coming up.
Aye. Like, I'm pretty, that's how humans behave. That's why we're in the fucking state we're in. Anyway.
You know what? I do think if you watch sort of that universe of shows, Come Dine With Me, Place in the Sun, Four in a Bed, you do learn a lot about people in the country.
Because it's like that, it is that thing, like that game theory thing as well, isn't it? Like, by the way, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but that thing where they're like, if this country has nuclear weapons, then this country has to have nuclear weapons as a deterrent.
Oh, right.
And it's just like, well, if you score me like a 5, then I'm going to score. Like, it's got...
Yeah.
We're all fucked. Anyway.
I don't know if anyone's ever made a connection between Come Dine With Me and nuclear war, but... No, you're onto something there.
I think so.
Well, it's been lovely chatting about Place in the Sun.
Before
we let you go...
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I'm very glad. You're not quite done yet, though, because the last part of the show, as we do with everybody, is quick fire feelings.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it's 5 random things, and all I need you to do is tell me how they make you feel.
Okay.
And the first one, we ask this to everybody. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
I like it.
Okay.
Because it feels like
I'll accept that.
I mean, look, I like the taste of milk chocolate better, but dark chocolate is like... It's the difference between having a beer and having like a shot of like vodka or something. Just gets you there quicker.
Okay. Is it the difference between a Sam Pelli and a Liquid Death?
No, Sam, it's a totally different thing.
Okay, sorry.
It's not the right allegory.
Different bubble concentrations. I do apologise.
Like, it quenches your craving like quicker, even though it's like not as nice.
Okay.
It's not as an enjoyable experience, but it just dulls the
Maybe
craving.
you said that before about satisfying the craving. Very interesting point. Very astute.
Nobody likes dark chocolate. Come on.
How do you feel about XL bully dogs?
Oh, don't start me. Don't start me. No, this is like the worst thing you could have said to me. My niece just got attacked by a bulldog.
Oh, fuck.
Right, so actually...
So you're in favour?
100% in favour. There should be more. No, actually what happened, my niece... This isn't funny, so I don't even really want to talk about it, but...
Oh, you don't have to.
No,
we can
it's
take
okay.
this out if you want.
But no, it's just for the listeners I'm more concerned about. I don't mind. But so, because of these 2 bulldogs attacked my niece...
Jeez.
In their garden, their own garden...
Oh, right.
They don't have to put them down. That's the law. So now my niece has to live next door to like the bulldogs that attacked her.
Sorry, I didn't think that would go down such a dark route. I am sorry to hear that.
Right, let's move on. You
Yeah,
can
hard
cut that if you
pivot.
want.
Hard pivot.
I actually don't. It's the owners I fucking hate because like the owner. Do you know? Let's move on.
Probably see them on an episode of Place in the Sun soon enough.
Exactly.
How do you feel about Stonehenge?
Oh, it got painted orange recently, didn't it?
It did. Well, painted on is like a cornstarch. It washes off in the rain. Be fine.
People were fuming. Aye. I've got no strong feelings about Stonehenge.
No?
No.
Have you got a favourite British sort of landmark?
Have I? No, I don't think I have.
No?
Nah. I'm not a landmark gal.
Fair enough.
I'm more like anywhere I go. So if I'm going to like a museum or like on holiday when you have to do these things.
Yeah.
I want to know where the cafe is.
Good point.
Or the gift shop.
Good point, well made.
Nice.
Can I just say, where in Edinburgh, it's a tourist attraction, doesn't have a brilliant cafe?
Oh, does it no?
The zoo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Edinburgh Castle there. The zoo doesn't. It has a brilliant or a not a brilliant?
Not a brilliant one.
Oh my God.
Me and David went there on one of our first dates because he used to work somewhere. He got free like passes into the zoo. And I've always wanted to see a panda. And I did get to see one. The other one was off like, I don't know, shooting up or something. And then went into the cafe, got myself a scone. I'm from Cornwall, so I expect
You
a scone
get
to be served
a
with
high-
clotted cream jam. They were like, okay, here's the butter for your scone. And be like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. Where's the cream? And they were like, oh, you mean like whipped cream? Which apparently up here you call scooshy cream.
Aye.
She goes, would you like some scooshy cream? And I would be like, I don't know what you just suggested I do, but that sounds very intimate for a public cafe. And so I had to have whipped cream, scooshy cream, on a scone.
Right, in her defence, can I just stop you right there? Scooshy cream and whipped cream are two different things because you can get whipped cream out of like a tub, but scooshy can get scooshed out.
But I mean like squirty.
Squirty. So is that what you call it?
I guess so, but now that I've just said that, that does sound awful, doesn't it? Squelchy cream. Yeah, I am with you. I do like a cafe. I do like a cafe.
I like a cafe. That's all I'm looking for is the cafe and the gift shop.
Gift shop.
That's all I'm there for, really.
I'll have a wander around the gift shop, and sometimes, like if there's an art gallery, I'll be like, well, I can probably look at a magnet that's got the Mona Lisa on it. I don't need to see the real thing.
I always find like these places really disappointing. Like I went to see the Sistine Chapel, and it was like a zoo in there. It was like
Busy.
Get into it, and they were shouting at you, and I wasn't allowed into certain places at the Vatican because my fucking knees were out and stuff, and I just
because your knees were out.
I'm allowed in the cafe. That's fine. Don't want to see the Sistine Chapel.
But
that's gone.
You did have bottoms on, didn't you?
No, I was like bottomless. No, like I had just like a summer dress or something. But I didn't know that this was like.
Oh, it's like
offensive.
in when I went to Thailand, you can't go in some of the temples unless you've got a hat on, and if you're wearing shorts, you can't do that.
Aye, and which is fair enough, right? But what annoyed me was there was guys walking in with like wee short shorts on,
Yeah, it's
and
okay
I was
if the
like,
men
well,
do
this
it.
is fucking like. But then you're in the Vatican, like I mean, it is. They're big fans of the patriarchy, aren't they? So.
Among other things, but I don't think we have time to get into that. How do you feel about a tango ice blast?
I've not had one of them in years.
You not? Oh, you have had one.
I used to get them at the Showcase Cinema, and I would, even though it was a shite cinema, I would go there for the tango
Ice blast. Sometimes you go in, not even see a film.
Aye, just make the journey.
Yeah.
And like a day at the museum.
Like a day at the museum.
Aye.
I don't know if I love the actual tango ice blast bit of it. I just like a fun cup.
Oh, right, okay. How does your husband feel about that?
As long as I put it in the right recycling bin, he's fine.
Okay.
I don't keep them forever, but I do think I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas, and you can get those ones that are shaped like the Eiffel Tower, and they're full with like a sort of like vodka-y slush, and you see people just walking around with them all day.
I enjoy the is it a receptacle?
A receptacle, yeah.
The receptacle makes such a difference.
It really does.
I mean, the receptacles, you could improve on your receptacles, Sam.
I will just point out, so that one was made by Chloe Petts. Okay. No, this one was made by Chloe Petts, and that one was made by Hugh Davies.
But they're teacups.
Yeah.
You should have a range of crockery suitable for all different types of drinks that you carry here.
Well, if John Lewis would like to sponsor the podcast and treat me to a nice drinks trolley.
Come on, help a brother out, man.
Please.
He needs a bit of help. We're drinking sparkling water out of mugs.
There are worse days to start your day. Like, I don't know. I actually can't think of one now. Maybe this is the worst.
It is. Look, you can't sit there and say you're a fan of like nice receptacles for your beverages and then give your guests glass repair mugs.
I think there's something nice about the fact that they were handmade, but no, that means nothing to you, apparently. Last but not least, Susan, how do you feel about Albert Einstein?
Oh, I think I've got mixed feelings about him because was he horrible to his wife?
I think it was documented that his wife helped him with a lot of his discoveries and was not credited, as is the case with a lot of women in science.
I mean, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
That was the culture at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was an absolute bastard to his wife, though. I think he was like, maybe I'm getting him mixed up with Charles Dickens. I don't know why.
I didn't know. I thought Charles Dickens. I think if you were married to Charles Dickens. No, not Charles Dickens. I'm thinking of Charles Darwin. They're just like Charles Dickens, away in the Galapagos. No, that's Charles Darwin. I was be like, you wouldn't care if you were married to Charles Darwin. He's away most of the time
looking at lizards
turtles.
and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure Albert Einstein wasn't very nice to his wife, but I think he was like anti-fascist.
Okay.
This is how I judge historical figures. I go on their Wikipedia page, go to personal.
You love fascism.
No, he's anti.
Yeah, but you're saying it like, I don't like it because he's anti-fascist.
No. You're going to ruin me, Sam. You could... let's be clear. Not a fan of fascism. No, that's why I've got mixed feelings about him, because he was horrible to his wife, but he had good political...
I understand now.
And what did he do again? Did they discover gravity or something?
No, that was Isaac Newton.
Oh, fuck. What did Albert Einstein do?
A few things.
I feel like I'm like, he might be a good guy after all. Maybe I'm just getting my Alberts mixed up.
Are you thinking of a serial killer who might have to be called Albert?
What did Albert Einstein actually do then?
He was E equals MC squared.
Okay.
Theory.
I'm really exposing both of us for the morons that we are here.
You asked the question. I know, and I thought you were just going to be like, he's got sort of like a funny haircut, isn't he? But I didn't know I'd have to bring up his CV. I think he something to do with... No, he didn't discover the speed of light.
Okay.
Was he the theory of relativity?
I don't know.
I got a B in A-level physics. So, I don't...
You should know this.
I just sort of remember how to work out how far something is going.
Right, okay.
If you know how far it's gone and how much time...
The apple that hit him in the head?
No, that's Isaac Newton.
Oh, right, okay.
The apple fell on his head, and then he was just like, fucking hell, what am I going to call that? Gravity. That was it.
Right,
that's exactly
okay.
what happened. He also discovered electricity because of the kite. He tied like a key to a kite and then it electrocuted it. Yeah.
Why do you not ask people? You seem to know a lot about Isaac and nothing about Albert, and yet here we are.
You were right.
What theory of relativity?
Relativity.
And he did hit his wife. You were right too.
And that's how he discovered the theory of relativity. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad.
Bang. Oh, actually, let me get my notebook.
So just for the record, you're fine if people hit their wives as long as it's for a good scientific discovery.
No.
You're not a fascist. You will use slurs, but only if a gay person is near you so they can hear them. Just so we've covered everything.
Yes, and I'm an uncultured person that goes straight to the cafe, which is probably why I don't know a lot about Albert Einstein. Because I'm like, where can I get a cappuccino?
That brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you for, I'd say, being very vulnerable in a lot of your opinions, Susan. Have you enjoyed it?
Oh, I loved it. I can sit
great.
here all day.
Oh, lovely.
If you had better receptacles and better.
Do you know what? If we get you in for another episode in the future, we'll zhuzh up the receptacles.
Make sure you do.
We'll have a receptacle judge. Before we let you go, is there anything that you'd like to plug? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
Loads of things. Come a Material Girl comedy show at the Fringe, which is an all-female lineup, 1:15 at the Stand, the real Stand. No, just like a wee
Not the
kid
fake
on.
stand.
So that's every day at the Fringe, near enough. There's also, we do a monthly night at Glasgow, Material Girl as well. And I think
It's a podcast as well.
Oh, we have a podcast as well, Material Girl.
Yeah.
So that's about it, I think. Aye, that's
Lovely. You don't have any shows coming up?
No, I'm taking a year off. No,
The closer we get to the Fringe, the more I think that's probably what I should have done.
I have completely no business doing that though. Like, I've not even got any laurels to rest on, Sam. I'm just like, I've decided just to take a year off.
Yeah, but think of all of the places in the Suns that you'll get through.
Exactly. I'll just be sitting there.
You've said all of this on a show now. You never know. They might get you in as a presenter.
I'm just being listen. I know what the used to are fucking up to, right?
Yeah, you'll take them to one place and be like, you're going to like this place. You're going to fucking like it. You're going to put an offer in now and you're going to pay double of what it's worth.
Aye, that would be the dream.
That would have been the dream. We'll push for it. We'll start a petition.
Okay.
You can follow the show at I've Had a Rosé. You can follow me at Mr. Sam Lake. I have a show at the Fringe because I'm an idiot.
Because he works hard.
Well, I mean, if you saw my notebook, you'd be like, It's called Esmeralda. It's on every day at the Fringe except the 12th of August. It's on every day at 1:30 here at Monkey Barrel Comedy. So go buy a ticket for that. And we'll see you again for another episode very soon. Goodbye.
Bye.